saying good morning to another weekly vlog. Alright, we got a lot to do today. Mainly just throwing a few bits and bobs out, having to go to my doctor and given my letter to have them take me off their records. I also need to change my name for student loans because I have been putting that off for the longest time. I'm going to be doing the most exciting thing personally for me, which is swapping out some books from some book swap stations. From what I know, there are 3 on the bases and then 2 close to the bases, but in the like high streets, town centers. So we're gonna do that today. And then I'm gonna go to the gym with my husband. So it's gonna be a fun day. I have been procrastinating a lot because the day outside is just gloomy. Like, it was sunny on the weekend and it felt nice to get up to, but now it's just like, wah, wah. I wanted to show you something that I've started doing because I wanted to bring in some more creative energy into 2026. And so I thought I would start doing something that I haven't done in a long time, which is make a bullet journal for 2026. It is something that I used to do as a kid and kind of just like never really used it or caught up with it. So it kind of just lay there. So I'm turning my journal into a bullet journal. I'm going to be just using it as a bullet journal / commonplacing journal. Anywho, let's get on with the day. I'm gonna take you guys with me. It's gonna be very exciting. Let's go. Okay, so this is the state of our living room right now. These side, like the right side, is everything we're taking to Korea. And then the left side is storage / things to sell. What I'm gonna do is separate all the books that I wanted to sell that haven't sold into like sets and singles. Out of the singles, I want to see which ones I can take to swap and head out with those. I am only doing like 2 tote bags worth and see where I get. And then if I have any more, I can do more tomorrow. I just want to see what the book swap spaces are like at the moment. I'm ready. I'm ready with some gym stuff on. I'm ready to run my little errands. I have my little pillow in this SUV, or I don't even know what to call it. This is a Nissan Qashqai. We named her Nilu, but I need this pillow to actually look over the dashboard. That's how short I am. I am 5 foot nothing, a short South Asian, of course, girl. But first thing we are going to do is go to my GP surgery and remove myself from the records because I am enrolled in TRICARE. So yeah, let's go do that. Okay, that is one thing done. We are now heading to the post office, and I also want to see if I can try and find the Brandon like book swap corner. I'll see how far it is from where I'm parking. If not, I'll come back with my husband. But yes, let's head to the post office. I got back from base. I wanted to show you some of or all of the books that I got because genuinely I was not expecting the like books, these specific books, especially the last one. I feel like Krishna Bhagwan is working in like a really odd way. I'm just so grateful to have even found this book. Anyway, if you want to know which book it is, keep watching because I am going to leave that one for last, but let's go through the ones that I have right now. Also, excuse the mess of the back. Book number 1 is called Inward by Young Pueblo, and I want to say it's like really short poetry. It goes through topics like distance, union, interlude, self-love, and understanding. I literally only like flipped through it. I really liked what it says here on like the front page, which is 2 of the greatest lessons humanity will learn in the 21st century will be To harm another is to harm oneself. When you heal yourself, you heal the world. Reclaim your power, heal yourself, love yourself, know yourself. These phrases are becoming more and more common. Why? Because they are pathways to our own freedom and happiness. And I feel like a lot of this is just very in line with what I learned in scripture. And so I really want to see how much more of this aligns with scripture, and I love noting things down which just speak to me. So I'm really excited to see what speaks to me in this book. The next book I didn't expect to pick up, but it is called Dread Nation, Justina Ireland. I'm just going to read you the blurb because it's not really my kind of book, but at the same time, like, it sparked something in me. Jane McKean was born 2 days before the dead began to walk the battlefields of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, derailing the war between the states and changing the nation forever. In this new America, however, the battle for survival is as political as it is personal, and the restless deed, it would seem, are the least of her problems. I'm in this area of knowing more about how the United States runs and its history, and more recently and more on a professional basis, how their healthcare system works. Because as a foreign-born spouse, that stuff is just super interesting to me. So I'm really interested to read this book. I love a good Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I just do, and I am obsessed with her writing, and typically for Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, I go through them in a day or two, like literally so obsessed with her writing. And so I got Daisy Jones and the Six. A lot of people have recommended it. I am on this thing where I have only picked out books that are non-romance or like non-smut and like clean romance, books that are constantly teaching me and filled with bhakti. This may not be one as far as I'm aware, but I just love Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, and I feel like this is going to be a really good book whenever I am feeling in a book rut. So I'm gonna save it for that day. The next one is called The Tipping Point. Currently, I'm in my era of reading nonfiction, self-help, personal growth ones. So this is about how little things can make a big difference. The blurb says, the tipping point is that magic moment when an idea, trend, or social behavior crosses a threshold, tips, and spreads like wildfire. Just as a single sick person can start an epidemic of the flu, so too can a small but precisely targeted push cause a fashion trend, the popularity of a new product, or a drop in the crime rate. This widely acclaimed bestseller, in which Malcolm Gladwell explores and brilliantly illuminates the tipping point phenomenon, is already changing the way people throughout the world think about selling products and disseminating ideas. It's not super self-helpy. It's different to a lot of self-help books, which I feel as though reiterate the same point again and again. So this is a little bit different. Next book, When Breath Becomes Air. Now this is more of a medical one, but it is one that when I was younger and dreaming of becoming a doctor, it was on my to be read. This is the blurb. At the age of 36, on the verge of completing a decade's worth of training as a neurosurgeon, Paul Kalanithi was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. One day he was a doctor treating the dying, and the next he was a patient struggling to live. Just like that, the future he and his wife had imagined evaporated. When Breath Becomes Air chronicles Kalanithi's transformation from a naive medical student possessed, as he wrote, by the question of what, given that all organisms die, make a virtuous and a meaningful life, into a neurosurgeon at Stanford working in the brain, the most critical place for human identity, and finally into a patient and a new father confronting his own morality. What makes life worth living in the face of death? What do you do when the future, no longer a ladder towards the goals in life, flattens out into a perpetual present? What does it mean to have a child, to nurture a new life as another fades away? These are some of the questions Kalanithi wrestles with in this profoundly moving, exquisitely observed memoir. I just feel like I like looking at things and learning things from a different perspective, and this is a super different perspective. So I think I'm really going to appreciate everything that Kalanithi speaks on in this book and in his memoir. Next one, by Rudyard Kipling. It is based in India, and it is called Kim, a beggar or the youngest spy in India. If this doesn't have you hooked, I don't know what will. So Bill Bryson has been an author who does a lot of travel books. I've never read one. This is about Australia, and I just thought You know what? You can't really go wrong with a book on Australia because it is, and I don't know if I told you guys, but we are actually going to be staying in Asia for the next 4 years, not just the 1 year going to South Korea. I'm not going to tell you where we're going, but the next few years is going to be in another Asian country, and Australia is one of the things to do on our bucket list. So I'm definitely going to read this before we go to Australia. Next one, The Four Agreements. This is on my TBR. It is pretty high up there. I have been looking for this book for so long, and I didn't want to buy it like new. I wanted to buy it used and by someone who's already loved it and used it. It's very much in tune with what I read in scripture again, and so again, just like the first one I think I said, is going to be really interesting to see what notes I have after reading this. The next one is something that I feel like I'm also going to be reading when I'm in a rut, because spooky books always get me out of a reading rut. So this is called Being Dead by Vivian Bondveld. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that, but yes, another self-help non-fiction-y book. It is called A Trip Around the Sun by Mark Batterson and Richard Foth with Susanna Foth Altman. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong. It's about turning your everyday life into the adventure of a lifetime, just in time for a year living in Korea and onwards to another Asian country. For me, Colleen Hoover is just as good of an author when it comes to getting me out of reading ruts, having me delve into the book as much as Taylor Jenkins Reid is. So when I saw this and I was like, I haven't read one of these books of hers, I immediately plucked it off the shelf. I'm really excited to give it a try. It's called Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I know you guys were looking forward to this last read that I plucked off the shelf, and I just feel as though Krishna Bhagwan wanted me to have this and to see this and to read this and to prioritize this. I'm so excited to show you. I got this book from the Galaxy Club, and I really want to know who put it there. Works of Krishna Bhagwan, you guys. What? So grateful. It's called the Sri Ishopanishad. It's by Swami Prabhupada. Guys know that I have Swami Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is and the Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto. The Sanskrit words Sri Ishopanishad means the knowledge that brings one nearer to the Supreme Person Krishna. As such, it directly counters the teachings of modern science, which say that at the root of existence lies not a person, but merely a set of abstract laws governing the chance collision of subatomic particles in the vast void of time and space. Individually, we rebel at the proposal that we can be analyzed into lifeless laws and particles. We feel that personality is the solid foundation and unifying principle of our existence. That intuition is correct, says the Vedic philosophy of ancient India, which loudly proclaims the primacy of personality in every sphere of life and knowledge, and the essential Vedic teachings on the universal nature of personality is summarized in this book, and foremost of the 108 Upanishads. I'm so excited, you guys. Good morning, you guys. It is officially T-minus 24 days until we're out of the UK. So I don't know if I've told you guys, but we're not actually going straight to Korea. We're actually going to be taking some leave and heading to New Jersey for about 20 days. Main reason being Bella has a few vet things in the States that we need to do. And also I want to try and get my US driver's license. I think the good thing is I'm pretty set in driving. I think the only thing scares me is driving on the other side of the road, and also a few rules and regulations that the US has that the UK doesn't. I think pretty much most of the theory stuff is self-explanatory, just with a few exceptions of like turning left, turning right. I try to picture it in my head, but I really can't. Anyway, I'm meeting my husband on base today. I'm trying to get my TRICARE done because apparently I'm not enrolled in TRICARE, except I am. So we're trying to get that all sorted. We are also probably going to get our vaccine shots today as well, meaning my gym time is going to be like yoga or like something that just doesn't involve my arms, but I did legs yesterday, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm also going to try get in the donations today that we have in terms of mine and my husband's clothes, a few books, and a few other things that I just want to donate. So I'm gonna be going to Airman's Attic. I also want to see if I can go to Brandon Library and also swap 3 more books that I have. Let's get on with our day. Bella also says hi. Look. Hi. All right, let's get on with our day. Okay, excuse the water fountain running, but in the time that I said bye and right now, which is like 10 minutes, I have been able to sort out what we're taking to Korea and what we're putting into storage, cleaning up our space a little bit so it's a little easier to know what's where. And I've also put a few more like sticky notes on things to just clarify what everything is and what's in each of the boxes. So let me just take you through it. Here we have everything for Korea. Camera bags, all the books that I'm taking to Korea, miscellaneous and home decor. In here are all the delicate things that I'm gonna ask them to like package properly and put packing paper around it and everything. For these things, I do have packing boxes in my car, so I'm gonna, once I come back, I'm going to sort through those, put the bags in something else, and then put the clothes in something else and pack this with coats and like thicker things. And this is going to storage. Over here is more storagey stuff. I'm gonna actually put all of this upstairs with the rest of the storage, but I do need to sort through all this in a little bit. We've made some real good progress. We have been going through the kitchen, the fridge, the freezer, the like glassware, the plates, all like everything. And my husband's just gone to throw out the trash because that's how much stuff we had in the fridge and freezer that like have like expired or we've just never used. It's disgusting. Anyway, let me just walk you through what we've been doing. This is all the storage stuff, including the rice cooker. We've got Korea stuff in here. You'll notice that we're putting a lot of stuff in storage because Korea is just like a one-year thing. So this is like necessary stuff. We've got all the stuff that we're giving away either to donation or to any of my husband's colleagues that like want all this. We've also put this table up and someone's already claimed it. So we'll be giving it to them at some point. I think my husband's just gonna take it to work because it's one of his colleagues. The fridge is pretty much free. I have made really good progress with the dabba, the boxes that we've had. And then all like the stuff that we had in terms of like pots, pans, all of that. You'll notice we also don't have our glassware anymore. This is all the stuff that we're going to be using for the next week or two and then throwing out.
The 27th, so that they only got onto the London Eye at 4 o'clock. BBC News warning that they are flashing in.
Happy New Year!
I turned 27.
It's the year I turned 26. It's the year you turned 27 in Korea. Good morning, Hare Krishna. It is 2026. Happy New Year, guys. I started my day off waking up. Badhu is a little bit ill, so we have been having a lie-in a little bit more. But I woke up, I journaled to Bhagwan in my bullet journal, which I will show you my spreads. Basically, the first page is like beginning of the year page, and then it's followed up by my overall Sankalpa page, which is my vows of the year or my intentions of the year. They're written out more as my goals, but when I am praying every day and journaling to Bhagwan, they're going to be written out as intentions. And then I am going to be working on one page for like a book spread of all the books I've read, which by the way is going to be 50 this year. I did 45, I think, last year. Might be wrong. I think I did a little more than 45 or hit 45 exactly. And I'm also going to be working on a monthly goals page as well. Oh, I also have a calendar of everything going on in January, and then I've written down everything that we have on our calendar right now. I followed it up by doing a daily spread of today, which is the first day. On the page literally next to it, I'm going to do my daily journaling to Bhagwan. That's how it's gonna work. I also know that I will have to be doing my February spread, so that's something I'm probably gonna work on this evening. Just make a start on the February one, because obviously we are going to be in the States and it's gonna be a little bit hectic. Today, we are doing more cleaning than yesterday. We're going to be tackling the corridor, like the hallway, and our bedroom and our storage area, so that's gonna be fun. I've done my jumpa, which I'm doing 24 rounds this month. That is my goal, to consistently do 24 rounds every day. And I offered Bhagwan oranges. I also want to get in some time to study the Ramayana and do some morning reading, but honestly this morning I might just put on an audiobook and do that whilst we're cleaning. I don't know, we'll see. I hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve, and I hope you've started off the new year on a positive note. All right, let's get cleaning. Oh, by the way, I also did yoga this morning. We decided not to go to the gym because I was going to do a run, but Badhu's not feeling well, and so I did an alternative, which was yoga. Badhu did the breathing practice a little bit along with me, but I did like the whole yoga. And one of my highlights of the day, which I also have in my daily spread, is actually getting through the entire video for the yoga and doing all the asanas, because I did it yesterday and I had to kind of pause a little way through it, but I managed to do the whole thing like all together, which I'm really proud of. So I'm gonna see what else I have on my highlights of the day, because I think that's a really cute way of my wins of the month and like what went positively. Okay, so I've been saying here for a while, just it's so cold in the UK and it's so cold in this house, and that is making me feel like not wanting to do anything right now. But I've sorted out my bathroom pretty much. Like everything I need for the next week or two is in one bag. Everything I need for Korea is downstairs with the rest of the Korea stuff and the stuff going to my mom. So I have been doing that, and then we had dinner where I have made it a habit to eat as sattvic as possible, and by sattvic I'm still eating onion and garlic right now, but I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm not eating meat. The point is to have a healthy, balanced diet. I feel like towards the end of the year, me and Bada were really bad with our eating, like to the point where like my skin is also reciprocating whatever I've eaten. I want to eat more healthy and balanced, more fruits, more veggies with the right proportion of like carbohydrates, protein, etc. I also want to experiment with like new forms of plant-based things, and I feel like Korea might be the perfect place to do that, so fingers crossed. Right now I'm going to start throwing some clothes into the suitcase I have over here of like stuff I just want to take to the States, like what I'm bringing to the States, and then that way I can figure out what is going to Korea, what is going to storage. Okay, this is where I've gotten to so far. All my clothes I'm taking on the plane to the States. I've actually really luckily found this. I was given it as a part of my wedding present, I think. I had some pajamas that went in here, but instead I'm gonna use it for my Kindle. Probably my camera and just like electronics and stuff. So cute. These are all the clothes going to Korea. Good morning. It is Saturday. We are 20 days away from PCS, and I feel like this entire vlog is just going to be a moving vlog. But today is the day that we finally need to get a lot sorted because we have been a little slow at handling certain things in the house. But we went to the gym today. We handed our AC system over to our buyer who wanted to buy it. We sold it for like $150, which is $100 less than we bought it for, but it's okay. It's better than nothing. Bato made me some mogo, so I'm gonna go downstairs and eat. I've journaled today, which is great. I'm on routine. Yesterday, not so much. Today, it's on. But I'm gonna go downstairs, have some food, and then start packing, more specifically for my clothes, so. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, and we are currently sleeping in our living room because our mattress on our bed is super uncomfortable. For the past maybe month or so, like since my parents last had like a stay at our house, we've literally been sleeping on the floor on like air mattresses that are a lot more comfortable than our mattress on our bed. Those mattresses are going to storage. So we packed them up yesterday and tried to sleep on our bed. Wasn't comfortable. Middle of the night, we went and just slept on the floor of our living room. And so this is going to be our setup for the next 2 weeks before we move to TLF. Another thing is TMO is coming tomorrow. I'm currently on my period, so Badu's gone to the gym without me. I am staying at home and I want to finish off a few things in terms of like social media, like vlogging and stuff. I was journaling this morning and then I watched part of the Ramayan series. It's going to be a really hectic day because we still have a lot to pack today. I'm thankful because it's just the Korea stuff going first, and honestly we don't have too much going to Korea. The storage guys are coming the day after tomorrow, which is good. It's about 7 p.m. and I haven't vlogged since the beginning of the day because we've literally just been so busy packing up everything. I am going to show you quickly what we've gotten through because it's actually genuinely like, I don't think we have too much more to go just in terms of tomorrow's TMO, which is going to be for Korea. You see this bed? It is full of laundry clothes that we did or clothes that were under the bed as storage clothes. So we've been sorting through them, putting them in piles and putting them away in their designated rooms. Overall, it's been a mix of stressful and exciting and just a lot of nerves, and also being a little bit upset that we're leaving. Is this the same as like Super Bowl football? Good morning. It's Monday. We're officially 18 days away from PCSing. We have been blessed with a beautiful sight this morning. Krishna Bhagwan has blessed us with snow. There is so much snow outside, and it's so unusual for the UK to even have snow. We are literally just waiting on TMO right now to come collect our stuff that goes to Korea. They were meant to come at 8 a.m. but they changed to 11 a.m. probably because of the snow, I'm guessing. Let me show you what it looks like outside. Badu is downstairs watching TV and checking some of his emails, so I am going to get to work on editing a few of my TikToks and then working on my YouTube video and also journaling this morning because I have literally just not done any kind of morning routine. We were in a rush to get started before TMO comes, but obviously that got delayed, so I'm gonna make the most of it. Okay, so we are done for the day. We've done all the storage bits for tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna get picked up until later in the day because we live right near the warehouse, so they're probably gonna come to us last just like they did for the Korea stuff, which honestly makes sense. But me and Matthew are gonna do another movie night on the air mattress. I will see you guys tomorrow.